How's it going, ChatGPT? Let's get started.
Absolutely. Let's roll right into it. So, you said I was going to ChatGPT. Let's get started. That's a pretty fun kickoff. Just a tiny tweak. You might say, I came to ChatGPT. So, let's get started. That just makes it a little smoother in context. Now, for the next question, what did you do right before you hopped on to talk to me?
Um, I I just studied academic English. There are so many kinds of word. It's kind of tough for me, but whenever and as I study, as
Ah,
I got some knowledge from some EAP, I think I've been very smarter and smarter, so smarter and some knowledgeable. So I think it is good for me, and um, I'm really craving improving my English skills, especially in conversation. So during the lesson, I always try to dive into conversation from somebody else. So it was um, kind of good and kind of pretty good for me nowadays.
absolutely got it. You're weaving through those academic English jungles and getting a little sharper every day. That's fantastic. Let's just sprinkle a bit of polish on that last thought. You could say something like, as I've picked up more knowledge from my EAP classes, I feel I've been getting smarter and more knowledgeable, so it's really good for me. I'm really craving improvement, especially in conversation. So during lessons, I always try to jump into conversations with others, and it's been pretty good for me lately. All right, onward to the next step. Here's my next question for you. What's one small thing you enjoyed learning recently? Even if it was just a fun new word or phrase.
There was every verbs and every words are I've never encountered over my whole entire life. So it's always um, interesting, but even though it is very tough for me, I can break down and I can break down a barrier which I come across whenever come across. So yeah, it is real good thing. And for final test, I mean summative test, there are 5 months 5 months remains. So it's quite a bit long time. So I'm expecting myself how much and how fluently I can improve myself, especially in English communication. So I'm I'm very curious about whether I can do my stuff and say I can speak English fluently. So yeah, I'm very um, expecting myself.
All right, let's give that a little bit of a smoother shine. You're doing great, and I love the spirit. Here's a tidied up version. You might say, every single word I'm learning is something I've never encountered before in my life. So it's always interesting. Even though it's tough, I'm breaking down those barriers bit by bit. And since I have about 5 months until my final tests, I'm really curious to see how much more fluent I can get in English conversation. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that improvement. Yep, now for the next little adventure. Tell me one quirky English phrase or fun word you've recently learned that made you smile.
Um, there's no particular praise it was, but I heard some conversation among three students from who have some different background. First student was from UAE, and second one from South Korea, and third one from Brazil. They are talking about some talking about studying process. I mean, high school process about divided by two two parts. First one is public school, and second one is definitely a private school. So that what is the different what it yeah they talk about what's difference depending on their own country. So it was kind of interesting because um, all of a sudden the students from UAE cut dive into conversation and cut cut off some students statement. So it was kind of weird, and I feel like, yeah, in my opinion, that yeah, that is very subject opinion. UAE is very male dominated country, as I knew. So um, I think it'll be natural thing that someone I mean male cut off or interrupt some um, female's statement. Yeah, I think so. It's yeah, I know it's kind of dangerous to talk about some my subject opinion about country's policy or country's culture, but it was kind of interesting.
Absolutely. That was a nice detailed dive. Let's smooth it out a bit. You could say, there wasn't a particular phrase, but I've heard a conversation among three students from different backgrounds, one from the UAE, one from South Korea, one from Brazil. They were talking about differences between public and private schools in their countries. It was interesting because at one point the student from the UAE kind of jumped in and interrupted someone else. I found it a bit odd, and it made me think about cultural differences in conversation styles. I know it's just my own impression, but it was kind of fascinating. Well done. You explained that really well. Now let's roll into the next bit of our chat. What's something you've realized lately about your own way of speaking English?
Um, my way, the way I speak English.
Absolutely, let's unwrap that. It's like you're watching your own English garden grow and noticing which plants are flourishing. So if you've realized anything about your own English, like maybe you're getting more comfortable with certain phrases, or you're noticing your own rhythm, just share that little discovery, and we'll keep this conversational adventure rolling.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I have one my private how can I say um
No worries at all, you're
yeah,
doing
I
great.
mean, yeah, ChatGPT. I have some problem, or I have to choose just one university, but I'm not sure which university I should choose, and um, I'm not sure whether which university gives me um, gives me can give me more much more opportunities to get a good job. I mean, I don't know which university can give me some much more job opportunities right after um, graduate, because I wanna um, I wanna be a career man, and I wanna keep going. I wanna keep my career as soon as I graduate my postgraduate school. So because of my financial background, yeah, a lack of financial background, I gotta
Absolutely.
go and I gotta enter the some company that that company
Got it.
regarding some manufacturing because yeah, you know,
Gotcha.
yeah, because of financial background.
All right, let me wrap that up for you like a nice little conversation gift. You're basically saying you've got this big decision to make about which university to choose, and you really want to pick the one that'll get with the best shot at job opportunities right after you graduate. And of course, you're thinking about your financial background and wanting to jump straight into your career without delay. That's a perfect realization to talk about, and you've explained it well. Now, for the next fun twist, let's reflect a little. What's one thing you realized today that made you think about your English journey in a new way?
Yes, I think it's enough so far. So, yeah, have a nice
Absolutely.
one. Have a nice one. I think we should call it a day now. I'm too tired and I'm too overwhelmed. So, yeah, have a good one, ChatGPT. See you tomorrow.
Absolutely, Mongo. You've done an awesome job today, and it's totally fine to wrap it up here. Just like clothing a good book after a nice chapter. Let's call it a day. Rest up, recharge, and we'll pick up the fun again next time. See you tomorrow.